Hey everyone, it's Michael GoosebumpsFan. I hope you're doing well today. I have another review for the Goosebumps 2023 remake, reboot, nothing to do with the series whatsoever, adaptation, whatever this is from Disney Plus / Hulu. I'm watching it on Hulu. It seems like there's a lot of issues with the Disney Plus release of this thing. And if I'm being honest with you, you probably already saw my review for the first episode, but this one... The first episode was super boring. It was just bad. It was called Say Cheese and Die. Barely had anything to do with the camera. It was so focused on relationships and interpersonal relationships and making things super overcomplicated in a children's show that then we come to episode 2 titled The Haunted Mask. I looked on IMDb. I couldn't figure out who directed it. I didn't care enough to stick around on the post-credit stuff to find out who might have directed it. I'm assuming it'd be Rob Letterman or whoever the director is. Well, you probably don't want credit for this one. Alright guys, look, I'm trying to be hopeful here. As soon as I finished my review for episode 1 and put it up and started watching episode 2, I went onto the Discord, saw some of my friends from the Goosebumps community, like Goosebumps Completionist, and some other guys that I talk to all the time that I highly recommend their channels as well. My boys are all talking about it on the Discord. They saw my video pop up, and they were laughing about how hopeless I look in the thumbnail of that video, and they're right. But I went to tell them as I watched episode 2, while we kind of talked briefly, man, they have looked me in the eyes here. If you are a fan of Haunted Mask, and you love Haunted Mask, like most fans, not even fans of Goosebumps, people who knew just slightly Goosebumps, who had encountered the Haunted Mask, if you are a fan of Haunted Mask and you watch this episode, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry for you, for me, for R.L. Stine. This is like, I believe, his favorite book that he ever wrote of the series, and it's one of the earliest ones too. The Haunted Mask 1, 2, not so much 3, which is a lot of inspiration in here, I'll get to that in a moment, but Haunted Mask 4, my personal favorite, at least at the moment, wanted the Haunted Mask, is really great. I think 1, 2, and 4 are really good. And they're some of the best ever from Goosebumps, in my opinion. And I was looking forward to this. And then the trailers came out, we saw that it was like a white, wooden-looking mask with some cracks and garbage like that you'd see at like Walmart for like $5. And all of us got worried because it looked like a wannabe Jason Voorhees hockey mask, just fitted for the face. And this episode is mainly focused on a young girl who is the troll that the girlfriend of the first episode of Isaiah, his girlfriend that dressed up like the Kill Bill chick, Uma Thurman's character in Kill Bill. She kept complaining throughout the entire first episode about, the troll messed with me on the internet. And I'm like, lady, stop. You're too old to keep whining about trolls. You're a popular chick in your school, you're a bully, stop whining about trolls. Trolls are not going to be able to hurt you unless you're mean, and then you're going to hurt yourself in turn. Not because the trolls hurt you, but because you hurt you. Anyway, we follow on the troll that follows her around, named Isabella, who you saw brief moments of in the first episode, who happened to be the girl recording the Spirit Day thing at the school in the gymnasium. A pep rally, I guess is what it's called. I always hated these two, by the way. She's the chick recording that got mad over Isaiah throwing the mic down. He calls her Susan. Her name is actually Isabella. This episode was so much less political, thank God, compared to episode 1, where it felt like Disney had to be like, hey, look at us. This is what we believe. Stop it, Disney. No one cares. Stop. No one cares. This one was supposed to be focused on this troll, Isabella, and what she was doing to torture the girlfriend the same night of the first episode of the Halloween party that they all went to in Justin Long's house. And we get kind of an expansion on what happened in there and how Isabella came across the haunted mask in the basement of the house. Now you may wonder, well, how did that happen? A lot of us theorize that this show having different episodes of different books, like the first episode being called Say Cheese and Die, this one being called The Haunted Mask, a lot of us thought each of these episodes would be self-contained semi-adaptations, proto-adaptations, if you will, of their respective books, and then we would have kind of eventually a culmination of all of these people having these objects like the Haunted Mask or Cuckoo Clock of Doom or whatever affecting them, eventually have them come together later on for some kind of confrontation. And maybe it's still going to go that route. The show seems so far where I've started episode 3 a moment ago before I came in here because I had to take a break because good God, I don't want to deal with it more. Maybe not even tonight. Maybe I'll just go to bed and not even watch episode 3. I don't know, because it's bad. But they have completely crapped upon the haunted mask, just so you know. In that house, Justin Long's house, where the young boy was killed in the basement from a house fire and an explosion that did not take out the house, our main character we're following here, Isabella, hears a voice calling out to her, and she ends up going into the basement of that house during the Halloween party that Isaiah and his friends were holding. And while she's down there, she gets her name called to by a mask, which is the haunted mask, which is just, like I said, like a faceplate from Walmart. And she picks it up, she takes it with her, and she puts it on, and, like, removes the cape from her vampire outfit, and then turns into sexy, creepy old man. Walks around with cleavage out, with the mask attached to her face, and then she, like, tries to seduce Isaiah, and then tries to, like, flirt with his girlfriend, too. It's super awkward, and it made me cringe so hard. And let me tell you, I told my boys in the Discord that they run, that after seeing this, I will never unsee the things that were done to the haunted mask that I saw in this episode. I appreciate the less political narrative, but you've ruined the show already by doing that in your first episode, Disney. But now we have a focus on this weird approach to the haunted mask. It's traditional, but it's a weird approach, man, with the weird sexualization thing. But then later on we go more in the traditional route of the Carly Beth story that we all know and love. Now, a lot of this is focused around Isabella getting screwed over by classmates at school and whatever, and getting mad about that. The mask will whisper to her when she takes it to school, telling her to do things. But mind you, she found the mask on Halloween night. How spooky is it that Goosebumps takes place during November from this point on? Yes, November, the scariest month of the year when we give thanks for the food and the family that we have. Yes, the scariest month of the year, for sure. Why, Disney? Why did you think that was a good idea? Why did not everything culminate like the Pine Deep trilogy from Jonathan Mayberry in having the final book of that series or the final episode of this season end on Halloween night? That seems like the way to go with this, but we did not go that way. No, now we have the haunted mask in the midst of November. And again, the finding the mask in the basement thing is very much a callback to Scream of the Haunted Mask from Horrorland series, which is a decent book. Not great. Most of that storyline is not in here, obviously, but finding the mask, calling out to somebody in a basement, it's kind of neat. I like that tie back to that, but it doesn't seem like somebody knew that when they were writing this. You know, it feels like somebody was like, oh, it'd be cool if the haunted mask called out to her, and then she goes down to the basement, bam-o, it's there. But it's not clever at all, and let me tell you again, when I say they crapped on the haunted mask, you do not know. You do not know what they did to the haunted mask. Many of you, this is kind of going more into spoiler territory just because I need to vent this. I need to get this off of my chest, and for a series that every episode ties together pretty much, and not really is kind of episodic, I need to get this out of my chest. Off my chest, whatever. Because of how horrific it was. This is minor spoiler territory, but it's pretty big for the finale of the episode. The haunted mask was advertised by different people. I assume Rob Letterman, other people in interviews. I kept saying my friends put in the Discord and put on their Facebook pages and Goosebumps pages and YouTube channels and all that, basically talking about how the haunted mask, as the episode went along, and everybody kept commenting this on my channel, how it's gonna change, you know, and you were right. We go from the haunted mask to Gollum from Lord of the Rings very quickly. And when that mask transforms and turns into the full head and you have a girl's body running around with an old man head, it is the most confusing thing you will ever see in your life. It was horrifying. The CGI in this episode, dude. The CGI is shocking. It is as shocking as the awful writing and dialogue and acting that we've had on this show. This might have some of the worst acting I've seen of the series so far out of the first 2 episodes, particularly involving the Justin Long storyline, which at the end of the first episode, he was seeing the boy who died in his basement at the house he currently bought, and then the boy turns into fire dust and goes into Justin Long's mouth. I almost went in a really awful direction there a moment ago, I'm sorry. It went into his mouth, and he became possessed now. And a lot of this episode is him dealing with the possession once he wakes up on Monday morning. And I'm like, the direction they went with that, and then the Haunted Mask storyline as the main plot, but the Justin Long stuff being the subplot, dude, I don't think anybody on the planet who has not seen this episode yet are going to be prepared for what they did to the Haunted Mask. They have completely ruined it. This is what I keep telling you about with like the Slappy stuff. I'm a huge Slappy fan. I'm a huge Haunted Mask fan. They have already ruined the show with the first episode. They've already ruined the Haunted Mask with the second episode. How long is it until they ruin him? Because what I've seen so far, I've not been impressed. I warned you guys about it was going to suck, and it has sucked. Now, to be fair, I've got to tell you this, the show is still fairly competently shot. I will give it that. The locations aren't awful. They're not great this time around. They were okay compared to like the first episode, I guess, to a degree. Maybe the first episode's even better shot. I don't know. But the music at least took a little bit of a better turn. They had 9 Inch Nails for like 2 seconds there, and then they ended it. And, yeah. This is a horrible TV show. This will not make it to season 2, and the fans are going to hate it. The fans are going to hate what they did to the Haunted Mask so much. I mean, it's embarrassing. I don't think a kid could watch this and be embarrassed, or impressed, I guess, with it. Something I forgot to mention in the previous review, though, none of this show has been scary. It's trying every 2 seconds to hit you with a jump scare, but not even a creative jump scare. There was a scene in this particular episode where a young brother, that I guess was supposed to be like the Carly Beth younger brother, kind of, but our main character's name is Isabella, so it's not Carly Beth's little brother, it's Isabella's little brother. But anyway, he comes around the corner when his mom is in the kitchen by herself, and he's like, "Hi, Mom, can I have a cookie?" Really super loud, and I'm like, that was supposed to be a jump scare. They played like the loud, zappy noise to try to frighten somebody, and you wouldn't be scared unless you were a toddler, and you just happen to be scared, not because of what you saw on the screen, but just because you walked in the room, happened to be too close to the TV, and the blaring loud music of the scare scared you, because you didn't expect it. That's the kind of jump scare crap you got here. It's amateur garbage. Dude, why? Why did we go this direction? There is no passion to this show. There is no charm to what they did to this show. Personally, I hate it. I hate everything about it. I think all of it's bad. It's bad acting, horrible writing. The jokes are cringe every time I turn around. I don't even have words for it. But what they did to the Haunted Mask, it's not even cool like Old Man Mask from Haunted Mask 2, Old Man Mask. It's like, it's Gollum. It's Gollum from Lord of the Rings. And I hate that even more. I cannot wait for more people to talk about this episode, either in my comments section, in my friends' videos, whatever. I'm dying to see what Goosebumps Completionist and like Spongy and all of those guys are going to say about this. I cannot wait for my boys who are in the local newer Goosebumps podcast they created called the, what was it called? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Was it Goose Junkies, I want to say? Goose Junkies, right? It's got to be that. Anyway, check out their stuff. It's on Goosebumps Completionist channel. They just uploaded the first episode as of today on his channel of 4 or 5 of them getting together, doing a podcast together. Check it out. But for God's sake, I can't wait to see what these dudes say about this show. I'm dying for it. I'm dying for other people in the Discord to see the Haunted Mask episode so I can vent with them about how much I hate it. I tried to just avoid spoilers when I was talking to my friends there, but dear God, I don't even have words. It's not even about disappointment at this point. It's just mockery. It's mockery and not understanding why they thought any of this was a good idea. And to top it off, there's a moment with the character named James at the end of this episode that was so hilariously awful that I couldn't even process what I was seeing. Like, the editing, along with the CGI in this show, are beyond belief. You would not believe what you were seeing until you watch the show. Do not watch the show. Do not watch it. Don't waste your time, your money, your effort. Do not sign up for Hulu, Disney Plus, wherever you're planning on watching. Dude, I'm begging you. If you're a big Goosebumps fan, do not do this to yourself. Please go to like Netflix and watch the original show. I don't even like Netflix, but somehow find your way to watching just the original show. Do not show this to young children. It is so bad. Everybody will hate this. Adults my age, kids my cousin's age, who I got into Goosebumps as well. No one will like this crap. It sucks. It's boring. It's trash. And to be fair, this episode, The Haunted Mask, was less boring than the first episode. But it didn't have anything going for it. It just sucked. It has no real pacing to it. And like I told my friends on the Discord as well, there are scenes with obvious jokes that were supposed to be edited and played up for comedic relief, because this show, clearly to me, was supposed to be filmed, the more that I watch it, to feel like the Goosebumps movies from Rob Letterman, the creator of those films as well, that's making this show. There are certain scenes that remind me, like I told my friends, that if you've ever seen the lack of laugh track on the Big Bang Theory TV show, if you see the behind-the-scenes shooting of episodes for the Big Bang Theory where they have no laugh track at all and it's just silence, it's hilariously spooky and it's awful and it just proves how bad that show is. That's what episodes of this show feel like. The jokes in them specifically feel that way, because it's just empty crap. It's just empty of any kind of passion, any kind of performance, anything like that. And again, Justin Long is so wasted here. There's a scene involving him that I hate so deeply that I will never unsee it as long as I live. And to be fair, again, I will never watch the show ever again. Any of it. I don't care. I don't care. It's going to be horrible. And they're going to ruin my boy over there. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Anyway, have you guys seen the Haunted Mask episode, which is episode 2 of the Goosebumps 2023 reboot, remake, whatever? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments about it down in the comment section down below. I can't make up my mind right now whether I'm going to review episode 3 tonight or even watch it for tonight. I just don't want to. I feel sick. Like, I feel sick, and I feel like I want to call out of work tomorrow because of this. But at the same time, I just want to say over here, come closer. Told you so. I told you so. It was going to happen. And it sucks. It really sucks. I hate being right, but I'm right a lot, and I was right here. Anyway, if I had to rate the Haunted Mask episode, I'd rate it a 1 out of 5 stars. Yes, the music got a little bit better. Yes, it went less political, but it's trash. It's trash. This is the kind of way I felt about the trilogy episodes of the original show. Anyway, have you seen it? What do you think? Put your thoughts and comments down below again. Thank you all for watching, guys. God bless you all. And I hope you enjoy the show more if you're watching it. But dear God, I don't think there's going to be many of you. I don't. Anyway, thank you guys. God bless you again. Goodbye.